everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a set of 6 cards using the March stamp of the month called Precious Moments. This is the stamp set here, and it's got lots of great images, including a kangaroo and a koala and a hedgehog. Super cute. So I'm going to use all of these little guys. So I've loaded the first one into my MISTI, and I have 6 pieces of white cardstock cut at 3.5 inches square, and then later on I'll trim them down to 3 inches square. Just want to make sure that I've centered my image in this panel. So I'll stamp out the first one, and then I'm going to move on to the second. We're going to do all 6. So this next one is a cute little koala holding a basket of flowers. And then the hedgehog. So you can get the stamp of the month for $5 with any $50 purchase only during the month of March, and this stamp of the month. And if you're a VIP, you can get it for free with any $50 purchase. This one's going to be a popular one, I'm sure. We've got the kangaroo. And then the last one is another hedgehog. So cute. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp out my sentiments. So I've just chosen 2 of the sentiments from the set, but there's quite a few. I'm going to do thank you bunches and you brighten my day. So I'm going to stamp several out on white daisy and black ink, and I'm leaving enough room around each one so that I can create a banner out of each one, and then I'll dovetail each end. And one extra one in case I mess up. Okay, so off camera I have cut all of the panels down to 3 by 3 and colored them all in with tri-blend markers. Okay, and then I've also trimmed down my sentiments and dovetailed each end. Okay, so now we're ready to do some ink blending. So I'm going to use Oxide inks, and I'm going to do 6 panels of 3 colors each with a blend. All right, so just getting all my tools out. So my panel of cardstock is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and then I'm going to mat them on black. So my first set of colors is mustard seed, ripe persimmon, and picked raspberry. So I'm just laying down some of the mustard seed, and then I'll add some ripe persimmon. And on this particular one, I'm leaving a bit of a gap so that I can go back and start drawing each color into the other. And I'll add some picked raspberry. Get my art panels out of the way so I don't get them inky. And I'm just going to go back and forth until I like what I see. So I'm just going to keep adding. And the great thing about oxides is that a lighter color, because they're somewhat opaque, a lighter color can go over a darker color. So you don't have to worry if you have too large of an area of a darker color and you'd rather have it light, you can always go back with that lighter color and cover it up. It's not completely opaque, but they're just really easy to work with. So I'm just going back and forth until I like the blend. Okay, the next combination is going to be Spun Sugar, Wilted Violet, and Villainous Potion. So I'm starting with Villainous Potion, and then I'll go in with Wilted Violet. And from here on out, I've sped up the video super fast, but I'm leaving all of the ink blends in just so you can see how these panels were created. And then the last one is Spun Sugar, and just going to go back and forth. Now, when I'm doing ink blended panels with oxides, I like to have really juicy ink pads. So they do have re-inkers available. I'll put a link below. I just like to have them freshly inked or super juicy. Okay, next one, I'm going to use Salvaged Patina, Peacock Feathers, and Mermaid Lagoon. So I'm going to start with Mermaid Lagoon and then go into Peacock Feathers. And then Salvaged Patina. Just go back and forth. So the rate inkers work the same way as the Close to My Heart rate inkers do. They come in small little containers and you just put a few drops on the ink pad. Then it'll absorb. And then you're good to go. All right, that one's pretty. Okay, next one, I'm going to use Kitch Flamingo, Speckled Egg, and Uncharted Mariner. So I'm going to start with Kitch Flamingo. Just kind of experimenting with some of the color combos. They're also pretty. That's Speckled Egg. And then Uncharted Mariner. I think this is my favorite color of the newer colors. It's kind of like the old Peacock. Go back in with that Speckled Egg and then the Kitch Flamingo. Okay, and then I'm going to use Lucky Clover, Mowed Lawn, and Twisted Citron. So I'm going to start with Lucky Clover. And then go in with Mowed Lawn. Making these panels, they're a bit messy, that's why I have paper towels. You will get ink all over your fingers. But that's part of the fun, I think, in crafts. Sometimes you get a little bit messy. That's okay. So I'm just going back and forth until I like the color blend on this panel. Okay, then I'm going to use Blueprint Sketch, Pine Needles, and Cracked Pistachio. So I'm going to start with Cracked Pistachio. Then I'll go into Pine Needles. I'm putting a piece of paper towel down on that lower corner so I don't get fingerprints on the art panel, especially with lighter colors. And then I'm going to go into Blueprint Sketch. It's another one of my favorites. Such a pretty blue. And just go back and forth and see how that Cracked Pistachio kind of covered up that area of pine needles that went down too far. You can always go in with a lighter color if you need to. Okay. All right, so let's make some cards. So first off, I'm going to make some embellishments. So if you weren't able to get any of the black heart embellishments in the paperboard, I believe they're either on back order or not available. So I'm making some here. So I've made them in black glitter paper, and I've got the heart shaker window thin cut, and one of the dies creates either heart outlines or hearts in all different colors. So I've run that through, and now I have a whole bunch of black glitter heart embellishments. Okay, then I've cut a whole bunch of frames out of the stitched square frame thin cut set. So I've chose the mid-size that's about 3 inches, and that's going to frame my little stamped panel. Okay, so I have a piece of black cardstock cut at my card base size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Just put that down with Tombow. And I'm going to add my Oxide panel, and sometimes the ink either isn't completely dry or sometimes it can transfer, so I'm making sure that my surface is all cleaned up, and then I'm getting some scratch paper to lay it down before I put some adhesive down, because I don't want my stamped panel to get any ink transfer. Okay, so we've got that glued down, and then I've added foam tape to the back of my sentiment and to my little square here. I'm going to add that to the card front, and then I'll add my stitch square with some glue. And I like to use liquid glue because they're a little bit thinner than the width of tape runner, and you have a chance to move it if you need to. If you didn't get your square on straight, you can straighten everything out. Okay, we'll add the sentiment, and then the last step, we'll add 3 of these hearts scattered around the sentiment. And I fussed with them a bit to figure out placement, but finally decided on this. And just add those with some glue. Okay, so there's the first card, this cute little koala, this purple umbrella. So cute. So now I'm going to speed through pretty quick. I've already made up a few of them, and I'll have still pictures at the end, and then I'm just adding my little hearts to the last couple here. I'll have some still pictures as well. So I'll make a list of all these supplies that I used with links in the description below. And you can do some shopping. Again, this particular set is only available during the month of March with a $50 purchase. So cute. And then we'll add this next one. I'll have some still pictures. I love all these bright oxide backgrounds. There's some more muted tones that you can choose from, but I tend to gravitate towards bright colors, and with these images, they just go really well. So there's the complete set, and I'll have still pictures of some more right here. I think this one's my favorite, this cute little hedgehog with a giant flower. And there he is again with a butterfly. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And I have quite a few in the library there. And thanks for watching.